And as we said, when we moved here in the summer of 2024, we got not one, not two, but three lovely welcome gifts in the form of hurricanes. Okay, we are former Californians that have moved to South Carolina. When we lived in California, it was all about
earthquakes.
How are we going to die in an earthquake? Well, when we moved to South Carolina, the conversation became, how are you going to die in a hurricane? Well, yes. Good news is we're still here. We've endured 3 of them. And we're going to talk to you about what you need to know when you move to South Carolina and it's hurricane season. Stay tuned. We're going to go through it. If you are new here, I am Angel. My handsome husband is
Dan.
And we are GenXers that have moved from California to South Carolina. Good news for you. I'm still licensed in California and we're both licensed here in South Carolina. So if a move to South Carolina, the Charleston area more specifically, is on your radar, we are the local GenX Realtors that can help you call this place home just like we did. But for today's video, we're going to talk about hurricanes because when we moved here in summer of 2024, we did not get 3 earthquakes. What did we get?
We got 3 hurricanes.
3!
And they name them here. They don't name earthquakes.
Yeah, no,
unless they're giant.
Yeah, but yes, you're right. They don't name earthquakes.
No.
Fun fact, I guess. Speaking of fun facts, again, if you are not a regular subscriber, we would love it if you would go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. But the cool thing that Dan does in every one of our videos is he does a Gen X fun fact. So he likes to take it way back with movies, video quotes, music, all kinds of things to try to stump me and you. I'm not sure how we're going to know who got it first, but it is still a fun walk back to the stuff that we grew up with before everything changed. So stay tuned for that because that's happening later in the video. But now, hurricanes.
So to give you some background, the Charleston area averages about 52 inches of precipitation annually.
Would that be rain?
Yeah. With me here, it's also the sweat coming off of my body. Now, hurricane season, they've got it mapped out on the calendar from June 1st to November 30th. So those are the dates you're kind of looking out for any sort of storms that you'd see on the news.
And usually they happen as the water gets warmer later into summer. That's why they tend to be more toward the end of the season before the first.
And speaking of Gen X, back in 1971, these guys came up with...
These guys?
Well, it's the Saffir-Simpson scale. These 2 guys said, hey, we need to rate the hurricanes so people know how scared to be.
Oh, fantastic.
So going through the categories, you have category 1, which the wind speeds are 74 to 95 miles per hour.
Still don't want to be in it?
No. If someone can throw a baseball that fast, I don't want to get hit in the face with wind either. Category 2 is 96 to 110 miles per hour. Category 3, 111 to 129 miles per hour. Category 4 is 130 to 156 miles per hour. And a category 5 is anything higher than that.
Cat 5. They shorten it. Cat 5.
Cat 5.
Cat 5, Cat 4.
Yeah. So category 1, your yard furniture flies away. Category 5, you don't want to be here. You don't want to be here.
Bugging out.
But I will tell you this. The Charleston area has never had a category 5 event.
That came on land?
Yeah, ever.
Praise the Lord.
So put that in your pocket.
Yeah.
Got that going for it.
Yeah.
Debby's still off the South Carolina coast.
Okay, so they start out as a hurricane out in the eastern waters. And then as they get closer to us on land, they hopefully will lower and lessen to a tropical storm. And as we said, when we moved here in the summer of 2024, we got not one, not two, but 3 lovely welcome gifts in the form of hurricanes. The first one being Debby.
So here's that expected track of Debby right now just off the coast, but overnight tonight we will see a second landfall.
That storm brought 22 inches of rain just in the time that it was covering all of the southeast part of the area of the United States. Why are you looking at me like that? I'm getting jacked up. Okay, so Hurricane Debby landed on Florida shores as a Category 1 hurricane. Then as she crept up and she hit us here in South Carolina, By then she was a tropical storm. We're talking about her like she's a friend. This is what happened to her. Anyway, she dropped 22 inches of rain in the Charleston area alone. Remember, Dan said the whole state gets 52 inches, or Charleston gets 52 inches. Regardless, 22 inches out of the 52 is a lot of rain from one storm.
4 days.
Yeah. So it was fast and furious. But here's the cool thing. Charleston is actually at sea level, right? They're right there on the shore. But Somerville, we're a little bit higher. We're at like 90 feet above sea level. So we didn't get hit as hard with the 22 inches as, the Charleston downtown area did. So something to keep in mind if you're thinking about moving to the Somerville area, we're a little bit more elevated and we didn't get as much damage as some of the other areas in the Charleston, Somerville area.
Yeah.
So,
and we have access to flood maps.
Yes.
So if you're concerned about that, we can check that out when you're looking to buy.
Yeah. And we have another video that we're making about the flood zone. So stay tuned for that for sure.
South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster declaring a state of emergency ahead of Hurricane Helene.
All right. So the second hurricane that we were blessed with in 2024 was Helene. And that was a Category 4 as it hit Florida. So poor Florida.
That's why there's the Florida man. They go through it, man.
Yeah. But that one was September 26th of 2024. And then it became a weakened storm when it got to us. But still, the winds were between 46 and 60 miles per hour. The northwest tip of South Carolina had close to 20 inches of rain.
That's up near the border of North Carolina, which if you were following the news, how could you not be? Helene did horrific damage to western North Carolina and that part of South Carolina.
And the thing is, it's a cumulative effect in that you've got a tropical storm that hits and then you got another one following it up. Well, the ground still hasn't recovered from the last one. So they kind of progressively get worse as far as groundwater is concerned.
Yeah, they haven't receded and whatnot. So just to keep in mind, we're here not to scare you. We're here to just give you facts and data so that you know what to expect when you move here. It's not to scare you, promise.
Hurricane Milton, now a major hurricane, still forecast to push towards the peninsula of Florida.
And then by the time we got to Hurricane Milton, we were
pros.
Yeah, we were pros by that time. We had all of our supplies set up. We were ready to go. And
windshield wipers were on high.
Oh, it was insane. So by the time Hurricane Milton arrived on October 7th, remember he said the other one came late September. So it was like wham, bam, hurricane season.
Man,
when it hit Florida again, it was downgraded to a Category 3. Again, this is not to scare you, but by the time they get up here to South Carolina, they're 9 times out of 10 a lot less than what they've done.
The steam has run out. It's like Florida took the brunt of it, and it's like, oh, okay.
Poor Florida.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you're not moving to Florida, you're moving to South Carolina, and we're setting the stage for you to not be afraid if you're thinking about moving here.
Mm-hmm. Now that you're not scared to move to the Charleston area, because it sounds like that last bit of information, you're like, oh my gosh, but we were fine.
Yeah.
We were indoors, we had umbrellas, everything was okay.
We didn't lose power.
Now, there is a report that just came out that charted storms from 1851 to 2024.
Good Lord.
And there's only been 45 tropical cyclones that have made landfall on the South Carolina coast.
Tropical cyclones. Hurricanes.
It's kind of in the neighborhood of tropical storm.
Okay.
Only 4 of these were Category 3 and above. So think about that. Since 1851, there's only been 4 that were like, oh, this is a big deal. The first one was in 1893, and it was called the Great Charleston Hurricane. I think they were thinking, we're only going to get one of these, and this is it. Then the next one wasn't until 1954. That was called Hurricane Hazel. And then 1959, so only 5 years later, they had Hurricane Gracie. And then everybody that grew up in our generation knows about Hurricane Hugo, 1989. And that one was a big one. The good news about hurricanes is that you have time to prepare. And what do you say?
I said it's a bit like being chased by a turtle. To the California reference, you don't know when you're going to get an earthquake. We've been in earthquakes in all kinds of scenarios. You don't know how long it's going to last. Is it going to be a roller? Is it a whatever? Well, and then it's done, and you're dealing with the aftermath. Well, here it's like you get so much foreshadowing and explanation on when it's coming, how it's coming, where it's coming, when it's going to hit, what day it's going to hit. It's like being chased by a turtle. Yeah. So you have plenty of time to prepare. And with that, big recommendation is to follow Mike's weather page on Instagram. He does not get it wrong. I'm telling you, not only is he funny, but he updates you all the time on what and where and how.
And he uses like everybody's models to do like an aggregate assessment of what's going on. So he's wicked smart.
Yeah,
too.
and he calls it his spaghetti models. But definitely want to follow not only Mike, but your local, wherever you are. The local channels will tell you if it's time to evacuate, if it's time to hunker down. But here's the thing I really want to help you understand is that you're not the only one that's going to be hunkering down, getting supplies, and being prepared for it. So the things that we're going to talk to you about to make sure you have enough of, you're going to need a long window to make sure you've got enough of them, because you're not the only one running to the grocery or running to Costco.
And you can order most of this stuff and just sit on it until it's needed.
Have a little hurricane.
If it's needed.
Yeah, if it's needed.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't know we were going to have 3.
Yeah.
But we did have a lot of supplies to get through, and thankfully we didn't lose power. But something to know when you're thinking about like, how am I going to get through it if I do? We've got you covered on that too. Now it's time. Who's going to get stumped, me or you? Gen X fun fact coming in hot.
This is a great one.
All right.
I am loving this fun fact.
Is it hurricane related?
I don't know. We'll see.
All right.
You know, back in the 80s, we used to say, that blows.
Oh, yeah.
So speaking of hurricanes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. So the year is 1984.
84. Okay.
I feel like I'm giving this away. The band is called Scorpions, and they had a hit off their 9th studio album. All you have to do is tell me what the title of that song is.
Hurricane. Rock you like a hurricane.
Yes!
I wouldn't do that to my microphone.
Here I am, rock you like a hurricane.
Here I am, rock you like a hurricane.
I mean, you just waited for that one line.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We got it. Yay.
Yes. See?
Gen X fun fact.
They don't all have to be difficult.
All right. Back to the hurricane fun facts for you.
So you're putting your hurricane preparedness kit together, and you're like, what do I put in it, right? Well, there's categories of items that you would want to make sure you have. For example, like basics, like wipes, soaps, things like that. Food and water. They recommend that you have a gallon of water a day per person in your household. So that's kind of important. Also non-perishable food, so canned foods. So with that, you'd want to have a manual can opener in case your power goes out. For power related things would be like flashlights, batteries, things of that sort.
If you want to buy a generator, you can get a generator too. That's something that a lot of people have.
For health related things, like a first aid kit, obviously. Tools, right? You'd think like, why would I need tools? But say, for example, it was a bad storm, you needed to shut the gas off and it's chaos. And I have this one place where I can get a wrench to just turn that valve and shut that gas off. That's important. So then also if you have people that require medication daily, make sure there's a supply of that. And if you got fur babies, make sure that you've got supplies, food, toys, or what have you for them as well. And of course, there's other things, but if you go onto our Amazon storefront, you will see a beautiful list of all the things that you would need to put into your kit, put it into a nice waterproof type tote. And then also, if you have important documents like marriage certificates, social security cards, registration for vehicles, put those in...
Homeowners insurance.
Yeah, put those in a waterproof bag of some sort.
And do your laundry. Nobody ever talks about this, but this is just a practical, like if they say you've got 5 days, do not wait till the 5th day to be doing your laundry. Nobody needs to be dealing with this in dirty drawers. And you've got to make sure you're good to go if you've got to evacuate and you need everything clean to be packed up. And so do the laundry on a regular basis as it's starting to get closer. Nobody, not trying to be inappropriate, but it's just straight facts. Yeah. The link to the Amazon store is in the description and the notes below. So feel free to go there. Everything you need is there and you can buy it. You can write the list down, whatever. We just put that together so it's nice and easy for you.
Yes, hurricanes happen.
And if you have other questions about what it's like to live here, we are, like we've said, your Gen X Realtors. You can go down into the show notes below and book a VIP call with us. We'd love to talk about your move, your details, and your journey here to the Charleston area.
And if you've experienced a hurricane in South Carolina, please comment below and tell us about it.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you because we just kind of shared ours. 1, 2, 3, we got them.
Yeah.
But yeah. Don't forget to like and subscribe if we haven't told you already. We would love for this to be pushed out to other Gen Xers who are wondering about hurricane season here in the Charleston area.
Yeah.
We will see you next week.
Bye.